Dear friends, welcome back. In this video, I'd like to go through one machine on the Vulnhub, which is Tempus Fugit 2. The link will be added into the description section below so that you can download and play the machine. This machine is like the other machines in this series. Tempus Fugit is not easy without exception. However, there will be a lot to take in this video. For example, how to utilize the man in the middle to get the credentials. Very important thing I'd like to point out for you is that normally we use Ettercap to do such man in the middle attack. However, as you know, the Ettercap has not been updated for a bit long time. Even though I have already downloaded its latest code and compile it, but this Ettercap cannot work very well. So in this video with this machine, I'd like to take its alternative. I think this is better, okay? And also I'd like to show you how to, exploit the WordPress, although I've already demonstrated such techniques for many times. However, in this video, I'd like to take another way because the normal way cannot work, and also show you how to make a privilege escalation. So without further ado, let's just get started. We can switch over to the Linux VM. Sorry, not this one. First of all, we need to discover its IP address of the target. So the utility I'd like to use, as always, would be net discover. As you can see over here, the IP address of the target could be recognized as 165. And maybe I can note down such information. Okay, so let's go ahead. So what do we have to do next? We need to do the port and save scanning with a map to save time of this video. I've already completed before. So for now, we just get out its result. As you can see over here, I used the options like scene scan, the virtual scan, the default script scan, followed by the -p- or -p- to do the full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. So from the map scanning, we can tell that the target has only one open port numbers at this moment, which is HTTP service. And the port number 22 is filtered at this moment. So what are we going to do next? Also, we can know that the target is running some sort of WordPress CMS. So let's fire up our browser to do the manual enumeration first. And we can put the IP address of the target into the address bar. Press enter. Because I configure the machine, the target machine as host only. So yeah, I need to wait the browser to be time out. I can, of course, for certain, I cannot connect to the internet to download some codes, for example, like Java script code or jQuery or anything else. So for now, we just give a bit of time, a bit long time. So this machine, again, like the first machine, will be done within a bit long time. So please be patient and paired with me, okay? As you can see, the browser is trying to look up the TF2. So in other words, we need to append this host name or domain name into the host file. So let me do it now. We can use echo, and I'd like to autocomplete this command. Of course, the IP address should be 5. And then let's press enter. As you can see now, we have already appended this host name or domain name into the host file. and now the page can be rendered completely. And some main page, nothing useful, just some description of this machine, and also we can check its source code, and we can scroll down. Nothing special or interesting. Next, we can check whether this site has robots or robots file or not. Why? TF2 robots. Press enter. So again, so from the robots entries, we can tell that the target is running, or confirm our early guess. The target is running WordPress. And next, before we try to make particular immersion for the WordPress, I like to do something else first. For example, we can launch the Ligato to do the automatic immersion, because Ligato sometimes can give us very important information. Again, I'd like to stress the following standard methodology would be very important, okay, for any pen tester. So for now, of course, in this case, we cannot find any interesting information. So I'd like to control and C to quit from the Ligato. Next, we can launch the GoBuster to do the directory immersion. GoBuster TF2, and we can specify the word list, DebuggingServer directory, extension option. Okay, press enter. Although GoBuster can discover many directories or files, but I know all of them belong to the default installation of WordPress, so nothing special. To save time of this video, again, I'd like to interrupt here. So I think we have already done almost everything with the normal web application. Next, I think we can launch the WordPress Scan 2, a utility to make the particular immersion, and we can use TF2 and the option E, which stands for immersion. Press enter. All right, the user have been identified by this utility, admin and Tommy. So as for the WordPress application or CMS, after we can identify the username or possible username, so what do we have to do next? Of course, we need to crack the password for the users. So we can launch this utility again with option of uppercase U to specify the username, and we can use the locu as word list to crack. Of course, when I did the machine the first time, I ran this cracking for very long time, maybe 50 minutes or longer, but failed to retrieve the password. Similarly, if you want, we can crack the password for another user, Tommy. Press enter. Similarly, we cannot get the password for this user within a reasonable time. Okay, to save time of this video, I will not wait anymore. Okay, so I think, so what can we do next? Maybe we need to, although we have already used the option of P, but I think we need to do the more aggressive scanning for the plugins. So I cannot remember its exact name of such option. So I always use the help to get this option name, and we can okay, and we can use mixed. So mixed means we'll take the both aggressive and passive way to emulate the plugins. If we can find the vulnerable plugin, and then we can exploit such plugin for our purpose. Okay, and this will take time. And although I'd like to tell you, we can find the one plugin, and however, however, I cannot find exploit such plugin. Okay, so to save time of this video, I will not wait as before. Okay, so I think we have already done almost everything for the WordPress application. So far, we have already got 2 usernames, right? And the admin and Tommy. So next, when I did the machine, I tried to use a Hydra. At this moment, we because SSH service is not running at this moment. So I think it's not. This doesn't make sense to launch Hydra to to make attack against the SSH service. Okay, so how to do? I think we have already done almost everything what we can. However, a bit disappointed so far. And actually, we need to go back to the browser and log in to or access the administrator of the WordPress. And if you take a look at the this panel or under this form, you can see there is lost your password. We can click, and we can, for example, we can put admin as the username, and we can get new password. So it looks like it's sending email. Very often when we want to retrieve the password, and we can submit the email address or username, and then the email will be sent to our email box, and then we can get the link to reset our password. As you can see, the email could not be sent. Possible reason, your host may have disabled the mail function. I think this is the first or the most difficult part for this machine. Actually, we need to, launch the Wireshark to see what's going on at the background. Okay, so let me show you. We can launch the Wireshark, and options, select the interface, which is interacting with the target, and we can do this again, generate a new password. As you can see, we can get some DNS request, and so it means that the target machine is trying to make a DNS query for this. Maybe I can, so I'd like to stop, and we can follow, and we can copy this domain name, and we can copy, and domain name. So how can we do next? Next, I think we need to launch the man in the middle, because we want to intercept the email sent from the target machine. And to do that, we need to do 2 things. The first one, we need to set up the email server. Okay, email server. And this email server will be set up on the local machine on the Kali Linux. And then we can use the Python to do that, like the HTTP server. Okay, but this case, we want to set up the SMTP server. So how to do? I can go to the Google. You can make some research. The Python. So maybe which link? So I think this should be this one. The link will be added into the description section below. And we can use which one? Okay, I don't think this is the right one. Okay, this one. With just a one-liner to set up the... Okay, this one we can copy. Maybe we can copy from here. and we can paste over here. And the next, I think we can use this one-liner to set up the, of course, this should be replaced by our Kali Linux IP address. This should be this one. And so for now, we can use Python 3. And now we can copy. And we can open up a new tab. So I think this is the new technique, in my channel. And we can navigate into my working directory. We can sudo and paste in here. As you can see now, the mail server has been set up. So next we need to, make the traffic to go through our, our Kali Linux, and then we can get the credentials, okay, or get the links, maybe. So how to do? We can now, and I'd like to close up. Okay, sorry, we need to copy. I've already made a copy. Oh, here. So how to do? We can close up. So next, just I mentioned at the very beginning, normally we use the Ettercap to, the second thing we need to do is man in the middle. Man in the middle. Normally we can use Ettercap, but this utility has not been updated for a bit long time, and this cannot work very well with the current Kali Linux. So I'd like to use its alternative, Bettercap. And installing this utility is very easy. I will not show you in this video. If you have a problem, please let me know in the comment below. Okay, so now I think we can, we can sudo Ettercap with the, oh sorry, not gcap, the Bettercap. And we need to specify the, maybe I can use the H option. Okay, we need to use this option to specify the interface, iFace. And this, we need to use the second interface in my case. Of course, this will be dependent on your own actual environment. Okay, so now maybe we can sudo iFace. Okay, so now we can first of all we can enable the, and then we can show. Okay, so every IP address can be printed out, and the next we can, of course, we need to enable the ARP spoofing. So how to do? We can set ARP spoof and the internal to true, and set the ARP targets. And we want to attack two. The first one is the gateway. Normally the gateway is the .1. This is very important. Otherwise, this this will not work. Okay, so we need to set two targets. The first one is our victim, I mean the target machine, or the Tempus Fugit JIT2, and another one is the IP address of the default gateway. Okay, so let me show you. And the second one. Okay, and then we can enable the ARP spoofing. Next, we need to make DNS spoofing. So how to do? Set the DNS spoof, the domain, and this should be, we can copy from here. Okay, and also we can set the address. So we will use our Kali Linux machine as the email server. So should be this one, and then we can enable the DNS spoof on. Okay, So now we can try to, trigger or set the get a new password again. We can get a new password. And now go back to, as you can see, we got the link. And this link will be, will allow us to set a new password. We can copy and paste over here. So I think I have already explained this procedure of the man in the middle combined with the, the email server setup. Okay, so now maybe we can exit from the Bettercap because we do not need it anymore. Okay, so now also we can stop the mail server. Now we can access. Of course, we need to paste here. And strong's reset, we can copy this password. This should be the new password. So this should be new password. Okay, reset. And then we can use this new password to log into the WordPress administrators panel. So in this video, as you can see, we will involve so many new techniques. Okay, then we can log in admin, and we can paste the password here, log in. So doesn't work, and we can copy the password again, log in, but this doesn't work. Interesting. Oh, why? So maybe I made the wrong copy. Why? So I think we need to repeat this step again. And we can, very interesting. Very interesting. We can log in again, admin. It doesn't matter. So I think this gives me another opportunity to showcase this process or procedure. This is some sort of a new techniques, I think. Okay, so now we can sudo, and we can net recon on net to show. Okay, and also we can set the IP spoof internal to be true. Set the IP to targets, and this should be the target and the gateway, and we can enable the IP poisoning, and we need to set the DNS spoof domain. A bit weird. I think this should be working, but I don't know why. Set DNS spoof targets. Oh, sorry. Oh, address should be our Kali Linux. Okay, and then we can enable the DNS spoofing, and now we can lost password admin, get a new password, check with our, okay, we got the link again. This should work, but I don't know why this was not working just now. And now I think we can exit from the email server, and also we can quit from the Bettercap. And now we can copy the password resetting link, and we can copy. Okay, and then we can reset password. Hopefully this time we can log into the WordPress admin, and the password, login. I think it's working now. Perfect. So I like this machine as well. You know, very interesting, very, very interesting. Since we have already got the credentials for the WordPress administrators portal, so what can we do next? We need to get the foothold on the target, and I like to take this opportunity to show you the techniques to do that. So WordPress exploitation. First one, we can try to go to the scene editor and replace the 404 PHP template with our own malicious PHP file. And if this way doesn't work, and then we can launch Metasploit. Metasploit has module, WordPress admin module, which can help us to upload the web shell to the target. And if this one doesn't work, and then we need to try to upload the plugin. Okay, so let me show you. And I can copy from my tool sets, and we need to do some modification. The IP address of Kali Linux, also port number, and now we can get out this file. We can copy the entire code of this file. We can copy and go to the appearance, sim editor, and locate the 404 template. We can remove the original code and paste our code here, update file. However, we got an error, unable to communicate back with the site to check for fatal errors. So it means that the first method will not work. So next, I think we can launch the Metasploit console. And we can search the mean, and then we can use this module. This module is to upload the web shell to the target, and then we can show options. We can set a local host to our Kali Linux. Okay, and then we can set local port number to 555. Set the remote host to our target, and set the username to admin. Set the password to, we can copy the password from my notebook. Maybe we can use single quotes. and then we can run it. As you can see, authenticated successful. Uploading payload. Unfortunately, this method cannot work either. So I'd like to exit from the Mails product console. So I think next we need to take the third method, which is I'm going to show you afterwards. Okay, so how to do. And we can, of course, first of all, we need to create the appropriate plugin. And such plugin has some formats. And you can make some research and through Google, and then you can, for example, we can put the header information. We can copy this header information, and we can re-edit this file, and we can put in its front. Okay, we can paste over here. And we can change, like a plugin name would be, for example, shell write and quit. And then we can create a directory, for example, like shell, and then we can remove the shell php to the directory. Next, we need to zip or compress the file. Okay, it's done. Next, I think we need to set up the listener on the Kali Linux. Now we go back to the WordPress and go to the plugins, leave a page. And we can add the new plugin. So I think this video would be very valuable, I hope, for you. Okay. So this is another reason I mentioned this series of Tempus Fugit is so fantastic, which can provide us with so many techniques to practice. And we can upload, we can browse, and we can select and install now. Okay, the plugin installed successfully. Next, we need to, activate this plugin, and then we can get the foothold on the target. And we can activate the plugin, and then I think we can get the shell or get the collection from the target machine, and then we can go on. Okay, and we can, of course, we can spawn the interactive shell. Both Python don't exist. So how about bash I? Okay. So maybe I can import the term variable, xterm color. Okay, and clear. This would be better. Okay. And I think from the host name, we know we are in the container, right? And how to do next? And we can maybe we can go to the first. Of course we need to do some local immersion. For example, go to the home, but nothing there. And next, I think we can go to the OPT directory. Nothing there. Go to var. Go to www directory. Go to HTML directory. And then we can cut out the configuration file. I think we can get the password, the database collections. We can copy a very long password. We can copy, paste over here. And now I think we can connect to this database. We can copy the username. However, my circle command not found. Anyway, it's understandable. After all, we are within the container. And we can clear. So how do we have to do next? So how to do? We need to go back to the WordPress to make more immersion. For example, go to the posts. Even we got the private because this is not public. And here some information. Accessing the server after the recent hacking incident. We have locked access to shell. To open up, knock with the year the song was released and the Janice number. I think we can copy and use. And then we can use the Google, and then you can get the information, some numbers, the year. So also, just you can we need to lock. So maybe some port locking should be involved to make some port number open. Okay. So how to do next? And we can use we can copy the port number, paste over here. I can remove the hyphen. So next, I think we can make port locking. Okay. Hit enter. And now we launch the Nmap to see whether there is anything new to come up. Okay, press enter. This time the port number 22 is open. However, at this moment we do not have any username yet. After all, we are within. So far, we are the machine. What we got for the host is container. As a matter of fact, we need to do more immersion. For example, we can go to the content, clear, go to the TF documents directory, and we got something here. And this is encoded message, and we can copy and we can decode this message. No problem. And now I think we can get the credentials, and also we have already knocked we have already made the knock to the target, and then the door is open. So then I think we can SSH to the target by this credential. Yes, and we can copy, paste over here. Okay, so but nothing special here. We can run sudo. We need to do more immersion. Now we have already escaped from the container. We are within the host, and we can go to the home. As the first machine, there are so many normal users. And what we can do, we need to make that movement. We need to make some checks. For example, maybe, oh, sorry, I need to get the password. Maybe I need to note it down to our notebook. So I can copy from notebook. Oh, paste the password again. So I think we can make lateral movement to this user by running this utility. However, how to do? This is very straightforward. We can go to the website of GTF Obins, which contains instructions on how to utilize, different binaries to make privilege escalation. We can copy and paste over here, sudo, and then we can, I think we can copy. We can sudo. We can use the -u to specify the username and paste over here. Okay. Okay. So now we have already made the lateral movement. And then we can go inside this home directory, and then we can grab the user flag without a problem. Of course, this is not our destination. We need to get the root shell and the root flag. So how to do? I think we need to make another sudo check. And however, we do not have the password for this one, right? So how to do? And we got the list. We got the list. This should be the container, 2 container. The first one is running WordPress application, and the second one is running MySQL database. So maybe, however, to go inside the container, we need to have the password for this user. Maybe we can crack it. Now we can open up a new tab. And we can launch the Hydra, because this time SSH server is running or open. And we can copy the username. We can use the log queue or the list. Okay, press enter. So this will take a bit of while. When it's done, I will come back. See you there. As you can see over here, the valid combinations of username and password has been found. And we can copy this password and paste to notebook. What I'm typing. So I think now we can switch our shell to user. Sudo. And we can paste the password here. As you can see, we can run the Docker and execution. So I think we can get into this container, and we can use sudo, use bin access or Docker and ID, and we can copy the container ID and bash. We are root user, and now, so I think from the content of this directory, it's the same as the host machine. It means that the volume is the container. The volume of the container is mounted onto the host. So I think what can we do? We can create some sort of shell and transfer the shell to the target, and then because the container has privilege to do anything, for example, we can change mode, we can add the SID bit. So how to do? For example, we can go to the content. So this should be the same as the host. So how to do? First of all, to transfer, maybe I've already got this C code ready. This one we can cut out. Very simple. You can get from the Google. And next, I think, if you make a compilation locally on the Linux and transfer the binary to the target, this will not work. Some compatibility issue. The best way, because here, clear, we can, the container has GCC compiler. So how to do? To upload this file to the target, first of all we need to change mode of this directory. We can change mode. Otherwise, we do not have permission to save a file onto this directory. Okay, so now no problem. And then we can go to the temp directory. We can use SCP. Okay, we can use SCP, and we can use SCP. SCP. Kali. And we can copy the absolute path of my working directory SID. So no SCP. So how about this one? We can exit. We can, how about SCP? SCP, Kelly. SID. Yes. No problem. And then I think we can copy here and copy SID to root. Okay. So now we go to the container. Again, sudo docker, and we need to copy I need to find out the list. Maybe I need to copy this container ID to notebook in case we need this information afterwards. And we can sudo docker and paste the container ID. Go to the content. As you can see, this C code is there. So next, I think we can use GCC SUID and SUID. No problem, although there's some warning, which doesn't matter. And also we can change mode. We'll all add the SUID bit. SUID, because current user is, the root user, and this change will be applied to the host when we exit from the container. Okay, and go to the root directory, go to the WP, go to content, and then we can run this. As you can see, this binary. We are successful, and then we can run this root flag. We can grab the root flag. Okay, so that's all I'd like to showcase in this video. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day, please.